Yeah, so the electrification of heat is using electricity to produce heat for industrial processes. But the most important thing to consider when you look at this as a solution is the temperature of the heat that you need in your industry, because it's the temperature of the heat that you need often defines how suitable a solution is that can use electricity. So what you see in the graph here is the Irish industrial heat demand broken down by temperature level. So this chart shows how much of our industrial heat in Ireland is needed at different temperature levels. And what you can see is over 50% of the heat for industry in Ireland is at temperatures of 200 degrees Celsius or less. And anything in that bracket has proven technologies that can electrify your heat demand at scale. So there's thousands of applications across Europe that have provided 100 to 200 degrees Celsius heat solutions using electricity. Certainly up to the 100, 120, 130 degrees Celsius, it's very well proven. It's a bit more bespoke above that, but the technology is rapidly developing to be able to do most applications at 200 degrees Celsius or less. Above the 200 degrees Celsius, that's where things become a bit more tricky, and you end up having to look at either very bespoke solutions or things that are not directly electrified. So that's where maybe the solutions are not quite as applicable. But anything in the 200 degrees Celsius or less, very applicable. And the good news is in Ireland, over 50% of our industrial heat is in that bracket. And that's kind of shown, like when you look at the various electrification technologies. So here on this chart, you can see all the various technologies, or many of them, I'm sure there's a couple missing, that show how electricity can be converted to heat for industrial processes. And as you can see, there's many of them that go above the 200 degrees C, but they're not as widely developed as the technologies below 200 degrees Celsius. And large industrial heat pumps are by far the most common solution that is used to provide electrification of heat solutions for our industry. There's over 15,000 installations a year in Europe alone of this technology. And that's what we specialize in Astatine. We specialize in a turnkey solution for our clients at providing a large scale heat pump from the very start design work all the way through to the installation and operation and maintenance, and even if required, financing of the project. So this is something we believe can be delivered at scale in Ireland in the coming years, not down the road. And there's a map here just to give people a flavor of the type of applications that these are used in. So there, as I said, there's thousands of these done every year, but this map just shows a flavor of some of the typical applications in the chemical industry, textile industry. Food and beverage is a huge industry. So for milk production facilities, cheese plants, chocolate plants, there's many applications across Europe where this is proven to be. And the reason in Ireland this is becoming such an attractive solution now is we are world leaders when it comes to renewable electricity. So we now have an abundance of renewable electricity. We have so much wind power in Europe, we're actually wasting so much of it each year that there'd be enough to power Galway City if we could capture all the wind energy we're wasting. So this electrification of heat solution is an ideal way to capture our clean renewable electricity and convert it into heat for our industrial heat applications. This final chart goes into a little bit more detail for those who are interested in the specific processes that they may have in their specific plant that could be using an electrification of heat or a large scale heat pump solution. So this goes into a bit more detail of the very specific applications that are less than that 200 degrees Celsius limit that could be using a large scale heat pump today. And in any of these areas, we can provide a turnkey solution for customers that will effectively eliminate their scope 1 carbon emissions on site. So huge opportunities to use electrification of heat to decarbonize your heating needs.